I'm Becky and this is makeup. I'm gonna start with primer like usual. Just kind of focusing that in the T-zone. Under the eyes, around my nose, chin, and between my eyebrows. And then we'll go to foundation. And blend that in with my sponge. I don't really have any particular reason for doing my makeup today other than I wanted to feel put together, and so I'm also trying to motivate myself to get more stuff done. So maybe that's called procrastinating. Okay, I feel like that's blended in pretty well. Now let's do some concealer. We'll just let that sit for a minute and then brows. I do like this brow pencil. It's pretty fast. And I went with a shade lighter because I wanted it to blend well. I'm pretty happy with the color as well. Okay, now we'll blend out the concealer and just take whatever's left on the sponge onto the eyelid to kind of act as an eyeshadow primer. Not that I'm gonna do much for eyeshadow, but okay. Now let's do some powder. And I'm just using my sponge, just kind of getting the powder that way. Then I'm going to take my e.l.f. HD powder with a, woo, that's very, kind of gets everywhere. That's okay. I like it so far. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of, I know it looks crazy right now. Just gonna kind of pat that or tap. Just tapping it. And then I'm gonna buff it in. But very gently, because I don't want to move the foundation underneath. Okay. Don't mind my hair, it's looking a little rough today. Okay, now we can do bronzer. I feel like bronzer goes a long ways in helping me not feel like I look so tired, especially in the winter, because not outside as much, so I'm feeling very pale. Okay, and then we'll do some blush. Okay, now I'm gonna take my sponge and just blend where I put the bronzer and blush. Make sure that's blended in nicely. Okay. Now, I have an idea for the eyes. We'll see if it works. Since I'm wearing a navy blue shirt, kind of want to do some blue on the eyes, but the only blue I have is very sparkly, so I'm going to try to do like a darker color underneath and then see if it deepens up the shade at all. We're just going to experiment. So I'm going to start with a just neutral tan in the crease. Whoa, that's a little bit darker than I was planning, but that's okay. Okay, now I'm going to take brush and dip it into this. It's kind of like, yeah, I think it's just black. Okay, now hopefully it doesn't have too much fallout. I know it looks crazy. Just taking whatever's left, starting to blend that onto the other eyelid. using my clean fingers to take care of some of that fallout. Okay, now, before it gets any crazier, I'm going to take my blue shadow and go over that. I'm just layering it up because I definitely want it to be blue. I don't want it to be black. I also don't want it to look like a bruise. So our goal is to help it not look like a bruise. That's showing up really nicely. And I see the fallout. I'll figure out how to deal with that. Just kind of taking, you can see how much is on my finger. And we'll do inner corner, try not to get too much. Okay, I know it looks crazy. Okay, I'm gonna use a clean brush and blend into the crease. Wow, it really looks like Halloween makeup at this point. I do not celebrate Halloween. Okay, I'm just kind of using my fingers to clean that up. I probably should have done my eyes first. I just never gotten behind that. Okay, now I'm gonna do I need to brighten that up a little bit. So I'm gonna use my pinky and do just this color to brighten up that inner corner. I'll go in with a brush in a second. And same on the lower lash line. And using my brush to blend that out. Okay. Well, let's do mascara. I might layer some mascaras. I'm honestly just kind of having fun with makeup. I do like how that blue is looking. I just feel like I need to clean it up a little bit more on the lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm gonna layer, I used the Essence Lash Princess mascara. Now I'm gonna use, I've never used these two together, but I'm gonna do the Maybelline Lash Sensational. cheeks. Okay, now, let's see, let's do, I'm gonna take my powder brush and just wipe, there, I feel like that helped a little bit. Okay, now let's do lips because I feel like the eyes are very bold. So, I'm gonna use a lip pencil. Okay, and you know what? I'm gonna go back into bronzer and try to warm up the complexion a little bit more. I was not necessarily planning on going like all out on my makeup today, but sometimes you just gotta have fun. Okay, I think that is almost it. I'm gonna take an eyeshadow brush into my bronzer and go above. Just kind of try to tie the eyes into the rest of my makeup. So I'm just kind of going over lower lash line and then transition. Okay. And that is enough shadow. Now, I just made sure I didn't have eyeshadow on my fingers. I'm just trying to kind of clean up that area because I don't want to look like a raccoon. Okay, well, that is our makeup look for today. Kind of a fun one, and I will do my hair next.